Hi again, YouTube. How's it going? I am back with another video. And this time, I just feel like this is like a 3-part series at this point. I am here with another turntable unboxing review. I feel like this is part of a 3-part series or something because of course you have the video, which I'll link down below. I'll try to link them down below. Last time I totally forgot, but you have the video where I I have this, what is it called? I forgot the name of the goddamn turntable. Anyways, the previous video has me with the Pro-ject T1, which I've had for like a year or two now. I kind of forget. I should just look at my receipt. But I've had it for like a year or two now, and I'm just unhappy with it. Like, as you'll see in my previous videos, I hate that it skates across the label. I hate that it keeps playing if you forget to, take the needle off the record. It'll just keep playing infinitely. You won't even kind of hear it. And then you'll be, well, this is in my case, I left it on for overnight, and it just freaked me out that I left the freaking turntable on, because I'm just is it doing mileage on the cartridge, the needle, you know what I mean? And I don't like wasting money nor electricity. I kind of tend to waste money, because clearly I don't need another turntable. But I'm unhappy with this one. Also, when I play a cheap record or a used record, I just feel I hear all the surface noise overbearing the music no matter what I do. I'm on a budget, and I don't plan on buying a spin clean record cleaner for over $100, which is the price of some turntables, and I'm just not doing it. And with this turntable, because it uses the Ortophone cartridge, it it picks up on all the details of the music, which is what that cartridge is known for. But in my opinion, it picks up on all the details of any type of dirt or surface noise you may have in those grooves. If it has any type of damaged grooves, it'll pick up on that too. And speaking of damage, in my previous video, I was planning on replacing this turntable with the Crosley C71, C something. And that seemed to be a really great turntable. Very heavy, very sturdy. Audio-Technica cartridge, which is what I'm more familiar with. I've had multiple turntables in my lifetime. I've always been obsessed with vinyl. You can watch my record collection video on YouTube as well. And I just personally have mostly used Audio-Technica cartridges and needles because I don't know, I just feel like they are most widely known and used in universal turntables, and they're so easy to replace and affordable, and they sound beautiful. They sound beautiful in my opinion. From the IKEA turntable, which I made a video on that as well, and to what other turntables do I have? I have other turntables with that cartridge, and Audio-Technica turntable, and Victrola turntables also use that. A lot of turntables use that, as well as the Crosley, and the Crosley was very sturdy and nice and beautiful of a turntable, especially for my home aesthetic, because I feel like your turntable should match your home aesthetic to some degree, especially if you have, a decorative home, which I do. But I received that turntable completely destroyed by Amazon, and they would not replace it. But luckily they did refund me after a whole weekend of dealing with their customer service team. But yeah, it was completely damaged by the Amazon warehouse team, which I'm still a little bit bitter about. But I'm back with another video because I have another turntable. So from that Crosley turntable, I did get to keep the speakers. That setup, I believe, is regularly $299. I paid a really cute price for it because I found a pre-owned set that was listed as only having one nick or scratch, and I believe I paid 100 or something. Yeah, anyways, so I got to keep the speakers, luckily, since they refunded me, and the turntable is completely totaled. You'll see in the previous video, completely totaled. So I had to, or wanted to at least get a record player to replace my Pro-ject T1. So I decided on an Electrohome turntable or record player, whichever way you want to call it. I would consider this a turntable because it's a decent turntable, from what I've read about it, record players I would consider like a suitcase, you know, turned record player or whatever, but this seems like to be a pretty good record player and extremely affordable. I believe the base model, which doesn't have Bluetooth or anything, runs for like $89, which is absolutely amazing. The reviews on it seem really reliable. I was shocked. Usually you'll see like those, what does it say? Like gifted for review type of scenarios. And I'm just like, I don't trust any of those. I'm like, if you've been gifted something, of course you're gonna say, oh my God, it's great. Because like in most cases, people have been gifted these things and they want to stay in good standing with the company that gifted it to them so that they can keep receiving more items. So it has great reviews. And then I saw that they have like a Bluetooth unit, but the Bluetooth unit runs about like $119, which is still really affordable. Now with the Bluetooth unit, you can always play your records. Like if you have like, say, an Alexa or or a Google type of like home system, you can play it through those speakers. You can play it through Bluetooth speakers, of course, that you may have around the house. I've heard that the Bluetooth one does not have great distance, but we shall see, because I actually picked up the Bluetooth one. I luckily found, actually on Amazon, surprisingly, a pre-owned Bluetooth one, but it is not via Amazon warehouse, which I absolutely hate. It is through Electrohome directly. It actually shipped from Canada via UPS, because that is where they're based. They're based in Canada, Electrohome. And Electrohome has actually been around for many, many years, decades. But I believe that another company probably bought their name. And if anyone is wondering, yes, this may possibly be a China-made, produced in China. I should say produced in China, not a China made, or a made in China turntable, which I have no problem with items made in China. Your iPhone or whatever phone you're probably using was probably made in China as well. So I have no idea why so many people are like, oh, I hate made in China items. China makes great things. They have such great technologies. Stop it with the xenophobia. So yeah, this turntable was, you know, designed in Canada, or not produced in Canada, but like their production team is in Canada, but I believe the actual components and everything are made in China. I'm just super excited to see if this one arrived to me safely, since it did, you know, be shipped from the manufacturer. So let's go ahead and open it up. The box looks fine. There's like one dent in the box, and I hope inside of this box it is shipped correctly, unlike that Amazon one in my previous video. Okay. So it looks like it's not shipped inside another box, but there is styrofoam. Such a more like different reaction than my previous video. Look at that. There's styrofoam all up in there. A manual. I actually hate styrofoam, but I'm glad it's not the foam bubbles. Slip mat. And the actual unit. So I'm going to take the unit out. Okay, so it's all in one. This turntable record player is much lighter than the Crosley. I will say that. So yeah, they did seem to at least pack it well. Oh, and on the side here, so don't throw this away, because I totally would have thrown this piece of foam away and be like, where's the other piece? You have your cables, and you have your accessories, Electrohome accessories. And I believe what's in here is the counterweight. Yeah, you have your counterweight, which just, I had to have a record player that had a counterweight, especially for living room purposes, and your AC adapter. So that is awesome. But yeah, I had to have a record player that had a counterweight as my main turntable. she's really light. I will say this is really light. And I have a platter, the platter that I kept from the Crosley record player that is much heavier. That platter is amazing and so heavy and sturdy. And I think it is one of the reasons why the Crosley was damaged was because the person that shipped it and packed it, like left the platter just on the turntable and it like bent the spindle and like just damaged so many parts of that record player, that turntable. So this one is extremely light. I will say in comparison, very light. She does have shock absorption feet. I love that. Very good because it will be on the same bass as the speakers. I tend not to play my music too loud, so it's not too much of a problem. I will say, I don't know if this just needs a cleaning, but the lid is a little bit, yeah, this is pretty. She's a pretty turntable. I liked how they didn't have the plastic cover, but they at least wrapped the cartridge in some like reinforcing tape. Actually, is it on there? Oh yeah, and the plastic cover is on there. So that is amazing. But everything looks pretty good on it. I'm gonna go ahead, should I just go ahead and put this on there? Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and put this on there. So it's on there. I heard you're supposed to do it to the second click and then you can adjust it when you can. Yeah, she looks good. Foam on the spindle, so no bent spindle. I wonder if this can come off. See, I don't know if this one can come off because the Crosley one, you could remove the platter really easily. This one doesn't seem to come off. I'm gonna have to do more research concerning that. But overall, she seems like a beautiful turntable. The lid, I don't know. Personally, I will say I did like the design of the Crosley one better, but this one is nice. She is very, I feel like very like mid-century, let's see. She's very mid-century modern type of like design. She's very mid-century modern type of design. She has smooth curves. I like that. The wooden case will match the speakers pretty well. I'm not sure if this is real wood. It feels a bit too light to be real wood. It could just be like paneling on the plastic base. But overall, I do like this turntable. Let's turn around to the back because I just really wanted, for one, a record player that would match my decor, but also would give me the ease of playing records. Because there is like, yes, manual turntables are great. And I don't need a turntable that returns the arm back to the base. I don't need that. But I need that type of security that if I am playing a record, I know that it won't just be left playing overnight. Like if I say, forget to turn it off. Because with the T1, the Pro-ject T1, if you don't walk up to that record player and turn it off, it will just keep playing infinitely in that dead groove of that record. And I don't want that to occur anymore because you're still just using up the motor of the record player and of the needle. So you don't want that. You don't want that. So I think this was a good choice. I feel like it's a bit smaller than T1 too. It's probably, yeah, it takes up a little less space somehow, which is so funny because the T1 is such bare bones. I don't know. So this one has a preamp, it has Bluetooth, and it also has a USB, which I really like. It has like a USB option where you can record your records right to a USB drive. Like, I feel like that's amazing. And from what I've read, you can choose to like have it set to either recording that entire album, or it can do it sectioned up into tracks. So you'll have like track 1 as a file, track 2 as a file, track 3. I think that's brilliant. I'm hoping that it works that way for me, but overall I'm pretty excited for this turntable. It's pretty much straight to the point, and I feel, I mean, I have not plugged it yet, but it has the things that I'm looking for. I'm looking for security when I play a record, which means that it won't just keep playing forever, and I feel confident walking up to that record player and putting a record on. and not having to be like, oh, let me check in. You know what I mean? Because yeah, it'll stop playing. The record will stop playing, but say you're cooking or something, and you're not even paying attention, and you tell Alexa to go ahead and play something else, and then you just like totally forget to go up to that turntable after eating and everything, and after going to bed, turning it off. I don't have time for that. It just, I need that type of security. Two, it has an Audio-Technica cartridge, which I'm very familiar with, and I know if this one ever like gets damaged or runs out, I can always replace it for like $30 or under. A counterweight, which is great. The platter does not seem removable, but I'll look into that. Maybe it is removable. It has a 45 RPM. Another thing about this turntable is that it does not play it does play 45 RPM, but you have to lift up the platter, change the belt to the lever that is the 45 RPM. Who has time for that? Especially for the price point of this record player, it should automatically have a button that you press. Just press the button and it switches over the 45 RPM. This one has the button right on the side. You probably can't see it, but right on the side there, you'll see 45 and 33 RPM. It doesn't do 70 whatever RPM, but I've never had a 70 something RPM record, so that's fine for me. Has the lever. This looks great overall. Very stylish, very beautiful, and has all the things that I need. Also has Bluetooth, which is a plus, and I paid only like 80 something dollars for this turntable, so I am very pleased. But let's see how it looks and how it sounds up on my credenza, replacing the Pro-ject T1.